Welcome to another episode of the Wicked Bitter podcast on the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. We got Matt with us here. Matt, we're in the middle of baseball playoffs right now. Ooh, Kalenic just almost hit a home run right there. Are you watching the game right now?
I am.
Yeah. I don't know if you're ahead of me or if I'm ahead of you, but
I think you're ahead of me. I just saw it.
oh, okay. Damn. Well, sorry, but yeah, that almost just happened. Dude, I'm pulling for Seattle, man. I'm not gonna lie. I know we've talked about it before. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody wants to see the Astros win. I mean,
Nah.
after everything that's gone on with them, they've been to like 5 or 6 straight championship series.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to see them go. Come on.
No. But we'll talk about playoffs in another video. But for right now, I want to talk about upcoming free agents we have for MLB. We're not going to do all of them, but me and Matt are going to go through a handful of them in this video, and then we're going to have another video. We go through another handful. Matt, I don't know who you want to start with, but if you're ready to get into it, we can start with. I want to save Judge for last, dude, because I don't know. Let's keep that one at the very end. Let's start with let's go with something a little easier. What about I got Carlos Correa. Want to go with that one?
Yeah. So that's the only one I have on my list that I have down here. Anyone willing to throw Dior money at him, and then in parentheses I have fucking loser. So
that's weird. I got that on mine too. Loser.
Yeah. That's why.
No,
that was my research. That was the conclusion of my research.
Yeah, he's a product.
Loser.
He's a product. You know, when he goes to the store and he wants to buy a product, he drops a bag.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know like who really wants him. I can see him going to the Yankees. I can see anyone go to the Yankees because that's just how they are.
Right.
But I don't know if the Dodgers lose out on Turner, I can see them throwing the bag at him at Correa.
Dude, I actually put the Yankees down for him too. Honestly,
yeah.
I just it's weird. I think most of the guys that we're gonna talk about, there's like a handful of teams for like that could realistically afford these guys. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be a pretty good class like of free agents coming up, and no one's like cheap anymore. It's crazy, dude. Like it's like even like the most average player is gonna be making like close to 30, which I think is insane.
Yeah, I don't know like how much he's gonna command now that he had a down year. It might be a little bit less, but knowing him, I don't think he's gonna see it that way. But I can see him just ending up, on the Dodgers, Yankees, any of those big market teams that'll probably overpay for him.
Yeah, I tried to really think about where these people could realistically go, but man, I mean, it's hard, dude. Like Correa, I don't even remember what he was making this year, but it was pretty good, wasn't it? It was like 30
million. I think he signed a 3-year, $100 million deal. So
I mean, that's like 33 a year if it's breaking it down that way. And that's who's gonna pay that for him, dude?
Yeah, he's not. I don't see him making as much. If I was him, I would have just stayed another year in Minnesota and just played for $33 million and opt out the next year.
Yeah, because this year you got a few good shortstops out there: Trey Turner, Carlos Correa, Swanson, Bogarts. I mean, I don't think they're all gonna get the kind of money that he thinks he's gonna get. So it would have been more. I think it would have been smarter to, like what you said, opt out next year when the market is. I don't know who the free agents are next year, but you're already taking off a handful of great shortstops. He could have been the best shortstop to pick from next year, where his money could have been even more.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the free agents for next year, but I agree. And I would rather have any of those 3 shortstops ahead of Carlos Correa
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's crazy,
especially if they're going to be cheaper.
Yeah, and like he's talented. Like he's obviously really good. Like I think he hit like 291 this year. I can't remember, but he's got he's got
something like that.
Yeah, he's good, but like I feel like it's just like, I mean, obviously it's the history with the cheating with the Astros and just the stupid shit he says, like about like that whole Dior thing, like the whole bag thing. Like, bro, you're not that serious. I mean, he's a good player, but I'm not going all out for Carlos Correa. I'm sorry. That's just
no.
You can get that somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right. So I say Yankees. You say like Dodgers, Yankees. The typical. Teams.
I can see him just going to one of those teams, unless, I mean, he did surprise us with the Twins this year. So if someone's willing to throw him $33 million again, with probably 3 opt-outs or something like that, like it could be anyone at this point. I guess that's why I didn't really know, truthfully, who to pick for him, because he's a mercenary. He doesn't care as long as he makes money.
That's basically it. Well, let's stick with the shortstops then. Let's go with Trey Turner because I mean, if Correa goes to the Dodgers, obviously they're not going to get Trey Turner back. If I'm the Dodgers, I prefer Turner. I mean, I think a lot of people would, but let's just say Turner goes somewhere else. Where would he go? For me, I kind of was trying to think hard. Like I didn't want to keep putting Red Sox and Yankees and Dodgers and the big guys. So for Trey Turner, I got him going to the Cardinals. I think that'd be a pretty cool fit for him.
I can see that. Yeah, I got him going to the Mariners.
Mariners is
Um,
another good one.
I like JP Crawford, but if you have the chance to get a Trey Turner, I
Yeah.
mean, you kind of have to. You don't really have a choice in that. You just do it.
Dude, and Seattle's on the come up, man. Like they're, I don't think Seattle's going to stop here, regardless of what happens in this postseason, whether they get eliminated, whether they go far, whether they win the World Series. I think Seattle's now in a spot where they're going to keep signing players and trading for players because I mean Seattle's got a strike right now. They got a good little core going, especially with Julio
Yeah,
Rodriguez coming out of nowhere, dude. Like dude's nice. So I don't know.
yeah,
I would love Turner over there.
yeah. I think he'd be a good fit there, and I just think that they signed Castillo to a long term deal, so you can't really stop there with one guy. You
Right.
gotta kind of add to that, build on it. And I just think Trey Turner would be an upgrade to shortstop there. And I mean, maybe you could switch Crawford to another position, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I mean I love that. I think Turner would be sick there, especially with I mean the core they got coming up and everything like that. So that's
I
cool.
also have him going to staying with the Dodgers maybe, and then I can see him going to the Braves if they lose out on Swanson.
Yeah. I mean I'm looking forward to this offseason for multiple reasons. One of them being there's a lot of big names out there. Like I think it's gonna be a fun offseason to watch if you're just a fan. But people who don't know me and Matt that much, we're both Red Sox fans. So that's another reason why I'm excited for the offseason because I mean the Red Sox got to do something, and I feel like they're going to
But
be
yeah,
pretty busy.
what do we have, like $121 million to spend this year or
Last
something like
last
that?
I read, it was something around that ballpark. So that's like
That's
I mean that's plenty of money to sign one or two big names plus
Yeah,
a
that's like
few
an
other
absurd
guys.
amount of money.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had that much money to spend in one year.
Hey, dude, they've been talking about it for years, ever since they got rid of Mookie. We've got to free up
Get on the
space, got to
luxury
get under the
tax.
cap. Yeah, got to get all that
Yeah.
through. And now finally we have some money to play around with. So yeah, that's
All right.
I'm excited for multiple reasons. But let's move on
Same.
to let's stay with Red Sox. JD Martinez, where do you have him going? Because now it's like from here on out, the National League has DHs. So this dude went from having 15 potential openings to 30. Like everybody's gonna
Right.
want a DH. Everybody's gonna want JD Martinez.
Right. He kind of has like an open market right now. Like you said, does every team kind of need, maybe not the Astros because they got Jordan, or the Angels with Otani. But other than that, I mean, I can see him going anywhere, especially if they get him on a cheap deal. But for now, I have him going back to the Red Sox, maybe if he takes less money, because I feel like he really enjoyed playing for the Red Sox. He did mention he wants to retire here, so it wouldn't surprise me if they somehow get him for like 15 or less.
Yeah,
Um,
and
maybe
honest,
maybe it's just 1 year, maybe 2 years.
yeah, I could see that. I also put the Red Sox. I would take. I mean,
Yeah,
as a fan, I know we would take him back. The organization, who knows? And JD, a couple years ago, he mentioned that he actually likes going from team to team. He likes going to different places. But then recently,
yeah,
like you said, he's been starting to say things more like, "I want to stay here. I want to retire here," which is cool because JD, who has said in the past that he's cool to move on and try different teams and everything, for him to say,
yeah,
"I want to stay here," and like, yeah, he's developed that bond with like Bogarts and Devers, and especially if the Red Sox keep Devers long term and they signed Bogarts, I'm sure everybody, including JD, is going to want to stay here too. So I think that'd
yeah.
be cool. I got him going back to the Red Sox a year, 2 years, like you said, 15 mil would be crazy. So do you think? So JD had a solid year. I mean, it's not JD year, but I mean
Yeah.
he hit around 300. He had like 15 bombs, which is not like him, but he still was productive. So do you think that affects how much his contract is going to be like wherever he signs?
Definitely. I think after this year, he just looks like an aging star, basically. I did hear stuff about how he figured something out in the last few games of the season and he did hit well if you go back and watch those games, because I
Yeah.
was hit 2 home runs in the final game. So maybe he did figure something out. I feel like guys probably just say that when they're becoming free agents.
Right.
But
True.
yeah, the way he looked this year, he just looked like an aging DH, which I mean, he could come back from that. Ortiz, I don't know if you remember Ortiz back in like 08, 09. He had a real down year. He batted like 260 with like 20 home runs, and he just looked old. But it turns out, it really wasn't the case. He had like another solid 6 years in him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It definitely affects it because like you said, he only hit 15 home runs. He batted near 300. That's not quite like the JD that we're used to or we expect. So he's definitely gonna make a little less. If I were him, I'd probably try to sign a 1 year deal and maybe see what you do from there. Hit
Yeah.
315 maybe 25, 30 home runs, then try to sign another multi-year deal.
Get a
But
bigger deal. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I did find that timing a little weird though. Like you said, where he was like, "I figured something out, bro." The last week of the season, you figured
yeah, I know.
something out.
Thank
You
you so
took
much.
that
We're
whole
eliminated.
time. Yeah. What the hell? What were you
We're
doing?
eliminated. I'm glad you figured it out though.
Yeah. Happy for you. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
No, but obviously I want him back. It'd be great. But I mean, any team would take him, and like, yeah, if you can get him for like 15, why not take him back? I mean, that's you got other bigger pieces to go after, and I don't think JD's
Exactly.
really. I don't think he's gonna be asking for like 25. If he is,
No,
he's insane. Like he's
no.
what? He's gonna be like 36 by the time next year rolls around, or 37, whatever it is. So yeah, that
Just,
would make more sense.
just like I was saying, like when we were talking earlier, like when the first Red Sox first resigned or signed JD for like 100 million, like yeah, his value was he was worth more, but teams weren't offering that. So you're worth like what they're willing to offer you. Like
Yep, exactly.
that's really what it comes down to. People could say like, oh, Xander's worth 275, 300, which it's definitely not that high. But if team's only willing to offer 150, then that's your true value. So
And it's crazy because we mentioned this before. It was off. We were before the show or whatever. We talked about how like he is one of the guys that like at least for me, like he has lived up completely to that contract, like to the last dollar. Like that dude has provided. I mean, other than the COVID year, where it was like 60 games, and he just nope. It was a weird
nobody
season.
did go on the
Yeah,
Red Sox.
it
Yeah,
was a
that
weird
season
season.
sucked. I just wiped that from my memory. I
Yeah,
didn't
th-
remember watching it.
didn't
I don't remember
happen.
the guys in the team.
There was not even a World Series champion that year. It
Yeah.
was just
No,
it was
right.
weird. It was a weird year.
Yeah, there was no baseball played, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, like I mean, other than that, I mean, this dude has freaking killed it every single year, and like I think it's like an unsung thing where like not only was he great for all these years, but he's for sure he's impacted other guys like Devers and Bogarts, and Bogarts is
Yeah, he's like
a
a
great
player coach.
yeah, dude. He's like a hitting coach. I mean, he helps like he's
Yeah.
helped Devers a ton, and like Devers started doing the thing that JD does, where he takes like that big deep breath before every before every
Oh
pitch.
yeah.
It's
I've seen so many guys do that now, and
yeah,
it just must be like a meditation thing. Like they just
focus in.
relax, focus on the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And I think what hurts JD too is I don't know if people really valued this in him, but he doesn't play the field anymore, and he's just not effective in the field. So, and I remember when he first came to us, we could put him out in left field or right field, and he could play 50 games a year maybe. But now I wouldn't trust him out there even a little bit.
dude. I'm happy we don't see him chase down balls out there. I mean, that
It's
was rough.
painful.
Even when he
It's
was playing
painful.
out there, dude, I was like,
He
no.
runs so slow, and it's just he's
I don't think I've ever seen him dive for a ball ever. I don't.
yeah, it's like watching like a lumberjack like chase down baseballs or something. It doesn't make any sense. He should be first baseman. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think DH suits him perfectly, and it makes me a little worried because of all the other teams opening up like the DH role. But I don't know.
yeah,
I have some confidence that he'll be back.
yeah, yeah, me too.
Um, let's see. We got Chris. Damn, we went off on JD. How about Chris Bassett? I think this is an interesting one.
He could go. He's another one. I have him going to the Orioles.
Oh, I got the Orioles too.
Really?
That's fucking
No,
weird. Yeah, I
I
put
also have the
Orioles.
Red Sox because we just need. I think at this point we're in the market for any free agent starter.
Yeah. See, I wanted to avoid that though, because I would have put Red Sox down for a lot of these guys.
Oh yeah,
But
we need so much that they could all go to Boston, really. But
yeah,
yeah, I just think the Orioles they're kind of after this year they're on the cusp of becoming a playoff team, and I think they could benefit from a little bit more starting pitching. Um, and I just think he'd be a cheap option for them to go there.
yeah. To avoid putting the same team as you, I had put the Orioles, but I thought of a couple other guys. I thought of like the Phillies because they could use another starter. I feel like, or the Cardinals
I
could
feel
use somebody. I mean,
yeah, I feel like Bassett could go to any
yeah.
team. He's another one.
Everybody obviously needs pitching. Like it's like a thing.
Yeah.
Every team could use pitching. I'm just trying to think of a team that could. realistically afford him and insert him in their rotation. Like he's not going to be that much money, I don't think. But
He's a number, even on the Orioles, he's probably a number 2 behind John Means when he comes back.
yeah.
Maybe a number 3. I don't know. I'm not too keen on their rotation. Dean Creamer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what they got, but they weren't bad this year. They were on the cusp of the playoffs. So
they need
got a guy
some
like
help.
that.
I could definitely see Bassett going there because the Orioles are not going to spend like crazy. But Bassett would be a guy I feel like that could fit that. The last thing I want to see Bassett go to is like the freaking the Royals or something, like a team that's not out of it completely, and you just add Bassett just to ask him. That was just like we were talking about this. Detroit adding Javier Baez. We're like, why? Like you're not going to win anything. Like why would you?
I don't factor those teams into my
me neither. But that's like what happens though.
Going back to JD though, there was one other team that I thought that would be really interesting for him to go to is the Guardians.
Dude,
they don't have any offense, besides Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
I don't know who's their DH. Is it Carlos Santana? No, he's on the Mariners.
It's not Naylor, right? Naylor is the.
I think Naylor plays first, right?
Yeah, their DH. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I don't think they have a real DH, and I think that JD could bring some pop to that lineup, some right-handed pop. Why not?
Real quick, who you going with, Guardians or Yankees?
I think the Yankees are going to do it.
Yeah, probably.
I think they're going to do it. I think that that Guardians offense is just.
It's bad,
just don't think
it's
I don't
bad,
see it,
man. Like,
and I hate to say it because the Yankees bullpen is banged up, and that's really the only thing I'm hanging on my hat on is the Guardians kind of getting to them a little bit, but I don't know. This seems like the Yankees offense is kind of awakened to Donaldson hitting home run outs.
Oh my! And, I love that.
Judge
that was so
really
awesome.
done it yet. Judge hasn't even really done anything yet. So
he struck out, I think 3 times or 2 times the first game again in that series. Hell yeah!
And
Judge.
And they won. Yeah, they won in spite of him. So
true.
I don't know.
Yeah. Looking on my list, who we got? We got one more guy. We got Judge. We're gonna go with Judge as the final guy on this video. This one's a little harder, I feel like, and this is obviously the biggest name that's happening in the free agency this year. Like this is it. So I have mixed feelings about it, man. Like our team's gonna pay this guy because they are expecting him to hit 60 home runs every year. Are they paying him because he hit 60 this year, or are they paying him for him to hit like 30 to 40 for the next 8-10 years, however long they sign him for?
I think that's the biggest thing with baseball contracts is they pay you for what you've done in the past.
Especially and the Yankees are known for that.
Yeah, they just pay you like Judge right now is driving up his price so much that last year he hit 60 home runs. He's probably going to command $400 million, which he definitely should not. But I think at that point teams will kind of like just shy away from him, and that'll drive his price down. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Judge sign right before like spring training or even during spring training.
Wow, you think it's going to take that long?
Well, to a team for like a lower deal, because I just don't know. I don't know what he's expecting, but I don't even think he's going to get Mike Trout money.
Damn.
He might get 300. He might get 300 million, but I don't know. I at this point, I just see guys like shying away. It seems shying away from that maybe.
Yeah.
Just because every year, if you keep driving up these contracts, when's it going to stop? Like 500 million, 600 million?
Yeah. That's the problem, dude. It keeps getting higher. I remember years ago, a while ago, like 20 million was like top. Like, if you were making 20, you were like the guy. And then all of a sudden,
30.
Yeah, all of a sudden it became like 20 was the starting point. And then now it's like 30 is the starting point. Like, where is it going to stop, dude?
What do you got? Max Scherzer making 40 million?
Yeah. That's nuts to me, dude. Like,
crazy.
And you're hoping he makes 30 starts a year. Like, that's crazy, dude.
Right.
And not only that, he's making 40, and he pitched the way he pitched in the wild card.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think it's not an excuse really, but I think he was hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, he did not pitch well.
No.
It just hit real bad.
Yeah, it was rough for me. I feel like it's a little flip. I feel like Judge goes early and he goes first out of anybody, and I think after Judge, that's when we get all the other people signed. I feel like it's like you see that a lot in the offseason. It's like after one guy goes, all of a sudden it's like everyone else is get to go.
That's true. But I can see that happen too, yeah, because he'll set the market. Really.
I had maybe 3 or 4 teams in my mind. As much as I think him going back to the Yankees is like the probably most realistic like situation, I didn't want to put that because I felt like that's kind of an easy one. So I would love him on the Red Sox, but I didn't put Red Sox. I put the Giants. I think he could go there. I'm pretty sure he's from California.
I think he was rumored that he's supposed to go, that they were talking to him, or not talking to him, but they were interested in Judge.
Of course.
I have the Yankees and Mets as my 2 teams.
Dude, Mets would be wild.
I think that Steve Cohen, he'll spend money on a great player. It doesn't matter. He might be one to offer $400 million, honestly.
Dude.
I mean, he offered Max Scherzer $40 million, even though it was just 2 years. But
his payroll right now for the Mets is like almost $300 million, dude. You're gonna add more on that? Like that's insane.
I can see him doing it. He's already so much. I don't think he gives a shit about the
tax,
luxury tax. Yeah. So I don't see him stopping spending money. Like at this point, why not?
Dude, in a way, I would love it if he went to the Mets just to stick it to the Yankees, and then like those little Subway series they have. Oh my god,
I would like him to go back to the Yankees for $400 million. I'd rather see that.
Handcuff him.
Yeah,
they're gonna be stuck with Stanton's contract pretty soon. I mean, they got Donaldson's ugly contract, Garrett Cole's ugly. I mean, pile it up, man. I don't care.
Yeah. That makes me think maybe he won't go back to the Yankees. Honestly,
maybe
because I think the Yankees they need to replace a shortstop. I think they need a third baseman after Donaldson. They definitely need some more bullpen arms because they're all banged up, they're all hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see the Yankees getting both Judge and I said Correa for the Yankees. I can't see them getting both those guys.
Yeah, they probably won't get both.
The Yankees are going to go after and get one big guy because their money's a little bad spot right now.
I think I like him going to the Mets just because, especially after the wild card round where the Mets had no offense really, especially that last game where they had one hit, which is crazy.
Yep.
And I think Steve Cohen's the type of owner to see that and be like, all right, who's the best hitter on the market?
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
I can see him, but like, I don't care, just sign him.
He just throws his checkbook down and he's like, just get him. I don't care.
I mean, I feel like that's what he did with Scherzer. $40 million a year. That's crazy. That's almost like an NBA contract for like James Harden making like $40-50 million a year.
Judge is in like the best position going into free agency that I've seen any player go into free agency in a long time. Like
Brian Cashman said that that's the best example of a guy betting on himself. It's like, no shit, dude. He hit 60 home runs.
Dude.
No kidding. Yeah.
And they offered him good money. The Yankees offered him like extensions, and he was just like, nah.
Yeah, Cashman is pissed about that.
He's like, hold up, let me drop 62 real quick, break a record, the AL record, and then
Right, and the Red Sox should be pissed too because Xander had the best defensive season he's ever had.
Yeah, that's true.
And they helped him. They helped him get better at defense, which is to me just obviously drives up his value.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure he had the best defensive year out of any shortstop this year.
I think he did. His metrics went way up. I mean, just getting better. That guy, I love that guy.
So
pay that man.
But Heim says once you hit 30, like we kind of tend to shy away from you. Like you just signed Rich Hill though. It's like 70. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't come back. Rich Hill, not Bogart.
Yeah. I know you're on.
All right, that's the 5 we got for this episode. I'm good if you are, dude. You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Hey, right now, currently, as of this recording, the Astros are up 4-2 in the 9th inning, trying to close it out against Seattle. And if that happens, then Houston goes up 2-0 in a best of 5, and that's it for our America's story of the Mariners.
America's team.
Yeah. Damn, dude. I want to see the Mariners do it, man.
I know. They need trade tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll that's the answer right there. We'll check in on that afterwards. But for me, Matt, I'm good. I'll talk to you in a little bit, man.
Okay. Talk to you later, man.
All right, later, bro.